Okay, lesson 29 here. We are now going to solve systems of equations algebraically. We did them graphically in the last lesson. Now we're doing algebraically. This is a review as well. Two of these examples we're going to do today are just review. Just to bring in, you've done this in the past in previous courses, okay? And we just want to extend what you did before. We're going to do some that are a little more challenging, okay? So it's called the substitution method. And in the substitution method, you have to solve one of the equations for x or y. That means get x or y by itself. It's already done for us here. Now this is just linear. This is a linear system. You're not going to see this on your exam this year. It's too easy. This is something you should have already known how to do. You're coming in knowing how to do this, but we're going to review it. All right, so substitution. Substitution, solve one of them for x. This one's already done. See how x is all by itself? Okay, x equals 3y minus 1. Okay, x equals 3y minus 1. X equals 3y minus 1. That means wherever you see an x in the other equation, in this equation, wherever you see an x, you take it out and replace it with 3y minus 1. So I'm going to use this one as my substitution equation, and then I'm going to take my other one as my main equation. And it doesn't matter what, you could do it the other way around if you wanted to. It's just the way this is set up, it's going to be easier to do it this way. You could solve this one for y if you wanted to and then substitute it in the other one. It's just going to be harder to do. So this one's already set up nice. I'm going to use that to substitute. Now, we said we're going to take out x. Here's x, and we're going to put in 3y minus 1. So we're going to have 2 times x, which is 3y minus 1, plus 2y equals 6. What that does is give us one equation now that has one variable. Now we can solve, okay? And again, this is review. We should already know this. 6y minus 2 plus 2y equals 6, distributing the 2, okay? And then combine like terms, 8y minus 2 equals 6. We're just solving the equation. 8y equals 8, and of course y equals 1. We get y equals 1. Now, you're not done because you haven't found x, but we already know x equals 3y minus 1. So x equals 3y. Now we said y was 1. 3 times 1 minus 1. You just plug it in. X equals 3 minus 1 is 2. So I know that my solution is 2, 1. That means if I were to graph these two lines, if I were to graph those two lines, they would intersect at the point 2, 1. That's review. Here's another type of review. See how this is a quadratic linear system, okay? A parabola and a line. We did them on the graph in our last lesson. Now we're going to do them with substitution. Y equals 2x minus 3. Y equals, here's a y. Look at that. There's a y. So let's take that 2x minus 3 and plug it in. 2x minus 3 equals x squared minus 4x plus 5. Again, this is review. Too easy for Algebra 2. Okay, get it equal to 0, subtract 2x, add 3, subtract 2x, add 3. We're setting it equal to 0 because we want to solve it and it's quadratic. Remember, when you have exponents, you got to get it equal to 0. And then we have to factor. Now to solve it, it's going to be x minus 4, x minus 2, x equals 4, x equals 2. Remember, you set the factors equal to 0. We've been doing that all year, right? Okay, so x is 4 and x is 2. So now I'm just going to erase this to clean it up a little bit. Now we got to find y. Okay, so we got two y's. We got y equals 2x minus 3. And we'll do y equals 2x minus 3 again. Why? Because we have two x values. So we're going to do y equals 2 times 4 minus 3. And y equals 2 times 2 minus 3. All right, this is going to be 5. And this is going to be 1. So my solutions are, well, I plugged in 4 and I got 5. I plugged in 2 and I got 1. There are my solutions. So what that means is if I graphed this like I did in our last lesson, right? Parabola and a line, the 2 points of intersection are going to be 4, 5, and 2, 1. Okay. And now, the big boy math, the big girl math. Okay? Algebra 2. Great question here. Now we have a circle and a line. Now, you may not remember, but from geometry, this is a circle. When you have the standard form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. When the function looks like, it's not a function, I'm sorry. When the equation looks like that, it's going to form a circle on a graph. Now, we don't actually have to graph circles in Algebra 2. We just need to know how to solve the system involving circles. And this involves a circle. But it's okay. We know the substitution method. We're just going to use the exact same thing we just did. This one's a little trickier. We have to get x or y by itself. You don't want to get x or y by itself up here in the circle. That's going to be a nightmare. You're not going to be able to, that's going to be very, very, very difficult to do. We're going to take our linear function. We're going to take this one and set that equal to y or x. It doesn't matter which one. So let's do the y. So I'm going to subtract 2x. You could have subtracted 2y if you wanted to, but let's subtract 2x. So we're trying to get y by itself here. Negative 2x plus 10. Divide by 2. Got to divide everything by 2. Y equals negative x plus 5. So there we go. I know what y equals. Now I can substitute that in. I could substitute it in here. Look, here's a y. I'm going to circle that. Here's a y, right? Here's what y equals, and here's a y. I could take that y out, substitute the negative x plus 5 into where the y is, and I'm going to have an equation, albeit a little complicated one. But I'm going to have one equation with one variable. I'm only going to have x in it. I'm going to do it over here, okay? So I'm going to show you. Here, I'm going to write the original. I'm going to write the original thing again. X minus 3, I don't want to go too fast. X minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 16. Now again, we're going to replace the y with negative x plus 5. That's what we're doing here. So it's going to be x minus 3 squared plus, we're going to replace, I'm going to keep everything the same except I'm going to replace the y with negative x plus 5. Negative x plus 5. See that? Looks like a mess, but we'll just clean it up. No big deal. So this is x minus 3 squared plus, now this is going to be 7 minus x. You could put negative x plus 7. It's the same thing. I just like writing it that way. So it's 7 minus x. And now I'm going to solve. Now, to solve this equation, you have binomials squared. You have x minus 3 squared. You have to do x minus 3 times x minus 3. Good. Wow. I have to do 7 minus x times 7 minus x equals 16. I have a lot of algebra to do here, don't I? All right, so I'm going to just move this down a little bit. All right, and I'm going to keep going here. So x minus 3 times x minus 3. Now, we should know that by now. We're big boys and big girls in big boy and big girl algebra 2. X squared minus 3x minus 3x. That's going to be minus 6x. And then plus 9. If you're not sure what I just did there, draw yourself a table. Draw yourself a 2 by 2 table. And do your x minus 3, x minus 3. You'll see it. Okay? Pause the video, do that, and you'll see where this comes from. This one's going to be 49 minus 14x plus x squared. Again, draw yourself a little table. 7 minus x, 7 minus x. Draw yourself a little table, multiply it out, tabular method, and you'll see it comes out to this. Us advanced people will see it easier. X squared and x squared, and that's okay. If you need to draw it out, it's okay. 2x squared, negative 6x, and negative 14x is negative 20x. We're just combining like terms. And 9 and 49 is 58. I'm going to we're going to get it equal to 0. We're solving here. 2x squared minus 20x plus 42 equals 0. Now I'm factoring. I could take out a 2. I could factor more. X minus 7, x minus 3. And I set these equal to 0. 2 equals 0, x minus 7 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. 2 can't equal 0, so there's no solutions there. X equals 7, x equals 3. I have my x's, and now I need my y's. I'm not done yet? Well, no, you need y, don't you? It's okay, it's easy. Go back up here. Okay, y equals negative x plus 5. So negative 7 plus 5. So y equals negative 2. And then I have y equals 3. Negative 3 plus 5. Y equals 2. So my solutions are, I'm out of room, aren't I? Squeeze them somewhere. Squeeze them somewhere. My solutions are, well, I plug in a 7 and I get a negative 2. My solutions are 7, negative 2. And I plugged in a 3. X was 3. And y came out to be 2. So 3, 2, and 7, negative 2. 3, 2, and 7, negative 2. And that just about does it. All right, so I will see you in class tomorrow.